Seems like the end of the road. Mr. Sweetser? How you doing? Cotton Marcus.
My wife died 2 years ago. It was quite a shock for Nell.
Were you very close?
She was my best friend.
Somehow, the devil got in her.
The Last Exorcism is a fairly low-budget horror film set in a documentary style with interviews and found footage. At first I couldn't see where they were going with this. It started off with interviews about exorcisms in the Catholic Church. The main character doesn't truly believe in demons, and in his past, the exorcisms he has performed have all been rigged, with wires to move the objects around the room, basically conning people of the money. But in his last exorcism, what the film is obviously based on, he questioned himself because he believes this one girl could be possessed by a demon. The film wasn't as scary as I heard it was. Others in the theatre would probably disagree. There was a group of girls kicking their chair behind me whenever something shocking happened, and it certainly wasn't scary enough for you to scream out loud in the movie theatre like some were doing. One thing which I don't get with movies like this, if it's supposed to be found footage, why are there interviews at the start, and why is music played through parts of the movie? Similar to the Blair Witch Project, they used 2 cameras. I mean, if we're supposed to believe it's actually found footage, even though it's obviously fake, did the people who find the cameras just decide to edit the videos together? Or whatever, it doesn't matter. Thankfully, this film didn't rely on jump scares to scare you. There were a few, but not as many as you would think, and as an audience we're used to having jump scares in horror movies. You know, when everything goes quiet, you expect something to happen and then something jumps out at you. This film didn't have them, which is a good thing. The girl in the film had a similar look to the girl in The Ring, with all her hair draped in front of her face. Very disturbing. The filmmakers try to get us familiar with this character of the girl as they try to make her all innocent, and then we find out that she's evil and she's possessed by a demon. For me, the ending with the baby was the creepiest part of the film. When you can hear someone in the distance screaming, "That's not human," I mean, that gave me a chill up my spine. It ended in a way similar to the Blair Witch Project, given that found footage feel to it, and overall The Exorcism is a fairly strong horror movie. It certainly isn't the best of its type, but still, it's pretty good, and if you believe in God, you gotta believe in the devil. Man, that was a shitty way to end this review, I apologise.
This is not good.
Why is elevator 6 in inspection mode?
Oh, come on, man.
What's happening?
Nothing, just relax. What was that? You all right?
You're bleeding.
Oh my God.
It feels like something bit me.
Does anybody have anything sharp on them? They might have cut her.
No.
You mind if we search your pockets?
Yes, I do mind. You mind if we search yours?
What was that?
Devil is the first of what is set to be a series of supernatural films titled The Night Chronicles, and I'll be looking forward to the other ones because this film was surprisingly pretty good for what it was. The story starts off with 5 different people entering the lift or elevator, and then something goes wrong. The lift stops, with the 5 people becoming trapped. No one can get to them, but the security can see them through the camera in the lift. Then strange things start to happen, as they believe one of the people in the lift is actually the devil. The 5 people consist of a young woman, an elderly woman, a black bodyguard who has just started working in the building, a salesman who comes off to be some kind of creep, and a young guy who I swear at times looks exactly like Tom Hardy. You get a sense of claustrophobia when the lights go off. You get really scared because you can hear what's happening but you can't see anything, and you wait for the lights to turn back on just to see what has happened. Throughout the film you will keep wondering who actually the devil in the elevator may be, without ruining the film for anyone. You will have an idea of who it may be at the start of the film, but as it progresses, your opinion will change constantly. Like most of the earlier Shyamalan movies, there is a twist at the end, but it's nothing really special. It's not, oh my god, I'd never have guessed that. Looking back, it's fairly obvious. Overall, watching Devil was a very enjoyable 80 minutes of my life. It doesn't get boring. Like I say, it's only 80 minutes. It's very short, very fast-paced. The acting at times is pretty bad, but it doesn't bring the film down. I think from here on, Shyamalan should stick to writing and leaving the directing to others. I almost forgive you for The Happening, but never for The Last Airbender.
Turn on the lights!
Who are you? You okay?
Just having a bad week.
I like to have a good cry at the nail salon. Why don't you let me buy you a drink?
There are over 300 bank robberies in Boston every year. Most of these professionals live in a 1 square mile neighborhood called Charlestown.
So do your parents still live here?
My mother moved away, my father, you don't get out much. I'm thinking about making a change.
Making a change. Either you got heat or you don't.
You used to hang around with Doug McCray a little bit, huh?
How do you know Dougie?
I work for the FBI.
Now for a review of a crime film directed by and starring Ben Affleck. He did a great job with this film, really, both in terms of acting and directing. I think he should stick to starring in his own movies because it seems the majority of people hate most of his films. I don't know about you guys, but I loved Pearl Harbor and Daredevil. Anyways, the film starts off with a bank robbery. The criminals take a girl hostage and let her go, let her get on with her own life. But then Ben Affleck, who played one of the criminals in the heist, bumps into this woman who was held hostage, and they basically become boyfriend and girlfriend. Their relationship builds up. This obviously gets in the way with his criminal life, and him and his boys basically have to keep on the down low to get away from the FBI, who is on their tail. The script was partly written by Affleck, which was great, by the way. All the actors in the film seem to give 100%. They do a solid job, especially Jeremy Renner, who plays Doug's best friend. I guess you could say the unstable one of the group. Like a bomb ready to go off, kind of like a young Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. The delivery on some of the lines was excellent. Renner had me cracking up just from saying fuck you to a cop because of the way he said it. It's like he didn't care. Pete Postlethwaite did a fantastic job in the film as the florist who is sort of the brains behind the whole operation. The film had a mixture of fast-paced and slow-paced scenes. Fast-paced scenes mainly were the shootouts. Those shootout scenes, especially the one towards the end of the film, really subjects you to the environment with really loud noises, followed then by silence as you can hear the FBI reloading. Really good stuff. Towards the end of the film, it seemed to drag. Probably just for me, but I had seen the film right before it, so my ass was killing me. Probably my favourite scene of the movie was a scene at the cafe with Renner, Affleck and Rebecca Hall. To me, that was the best scene in the film in terms of dialogue. The whole film really was like the opening to The Dark Knight, with the guys wearing clown masks who end up robbing the bank. In terms of crime thrillers, The Town isn't the most original. Also, if I were to nitpick, there were a few little bits which I thought could have been changed. The main plot between Doug and Claire was all over the place. I mean, she must have been desperate. I'm not saying Ben Affleck isn't good looking or anything, but I don't know, she just seemed to fall for him a little too quickly without knowing who he really is. But anyways, I'll wrap things up here. Go see The Town if you like movies like this, because it doesn't disappoint. It's a pretty solid crime thriller which deserves a watch. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you'll get to see some of these movies. Let me know how you feel, whether you liked or disliked them. Next video I'll review the other guys, Buried, and possibly Takers or Despicable Me or anything else which looks good. So talk to you guys later. Bye.
I just want you to know that you're going to die in federal prison.
I'll see you again, this side or the other.